This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Scott Howell.
Hello, good neighbors. Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast, brought to you by the Friends and Neighbors Group of the Greater Chattanooga region. My name is Scott Howell, as you know from the announcer there, and I'm your host. And, a lot of people ask me, what is the purpose of the Good Neighbor Podcast? What's the reason for it existing? Well, we desire to bring an awareness to the residents of that live in our communities of the locally owned and operated businesses that are in, the greater Chattanooga area. And, as I like to say, all the way from Cleveland to Dalton and Jasper to Benton and everyone outside those edges and in between. We know that small local businesses are the backbone of our communities and they need our support. And, every local business has a story to tell, and we just desire to help them shout it from the rooftops. So joining me today from the rooftops of our studio is Brandon Beavers at Renew Exterior Services. Brandon, thanks for being our special guest on the Good Neighbor Podcast today.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, before we dive into talking about your business, would you like to take a moment and just, share with us about something about yourself and your family?
Yeah, so I'm a father to a bunch of girls. I've got 3 little girls at home, 7, 4, and 1, a wife. We have a little farm out here with chickens and guineas, goats and cows. And so when we're not working, we're at home just trying to live a very good and healthy life.
I assumed, Brandon, that you had girls, because now all you listeners out there can't see this, but when Brandon come on my screen, the walls behind him are pink. So I automatically assumed you had girls in the house.
Yeah, so I've got some contractors coming over today to look at some things on the house, and our office is being turned into the last bedroom.
Okay.
Right now. So I was like, well, where's the most quiet place in the house that I can find? And my 7-year-old is at school right now, so I am in her room.
There you go. I don't blame you at all, man. Oh, hey, the girls are a beautiful thing. They're a beautiful thing. So I've got a lot of nieces I dearly love. So I can appreciate that.
They're a wonderful
Brandon, listen, just tell us all about Renew Exterior Services.
Yeah, so Renew started 3 years ago. I started it, me and my wife basically left our jobs traveling and came home. And it initially started as a cleaning company where we would do pressure washing, house washing, roof washing, and gutter cleaning. And then in our second year, we were having some trouble during the winter time keeping our employees and keeping revenue up. And so we did holiday lighting. Holiday lighting really kind of expanded and grew to the point that we started offering permanent lighting, landscape lighting, and bistro lighting as well. And so what we ended up doing is splitting them. So now we have Renew Exterior Services that handles all the cleaning that we initially were known for. And then we have Renew Exterior Lighting that does all the lighting side. And so I run both of them, and it's both the same company, the same people. We just kind of rebranded them separately to be a little less confusing. But we do have both companies that we work with.
That's nice to know, because if you really like your house lit up on the outside, but maybe you're not physically able to take care of that, or maybe scared of heights, or whatever it might be, or just don't have time to do it yourself. It's nice to know there's somebody out there that can handle that job for you. I didn't even know that there was companies out there that's what they did. So that's great.
It is our single largest revenue service that we offer, and so. We are huge into holiday lighting. We love Christmas, but we don't just do it for Christmas. We do 4th of July. We do breast cancer awareness lights. We do Valentine's. If you can think of it, we've done St. Patty's Day. Right now, our entire shop is decorated for 4th of July. So,
wow, really?
Memorial Day.
Well, Memorial Day is right ahead of 4th of July, so it all fits together, don't it? And there's no sense putting up lights for just one day, right? So might as well celebrate it for a month.
No, it'll stay up for Memorial Day, the 4th of July, and Veterans Day.
There you go. There you go. Hey, that's a way to do. Well, I'm really I'm fascinated. When you talk about you do the cleaning business, are you still doing inside and outside cleaning?
So we only ever did outside. So we're not a maid
Oh,
service. We don't
apology.
go inside the home. We have some phenomenal people we could recommend for that. But
Yeah.
when it comes to cleaning, we stick to exterior services.
Okay.
And
My
so that's
apology. I thought you said inside a while ago. So
no,
yeah.
that's roof wash, house wash, gutter cleaning, and pressure wash. We can
Okay.
also do gutter guards. We can clean fences and patios and decks and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I've met some wonderful people through these interviews who do interior house cleaning. So I know what you mean. But, excuse me, this time of year, it's really important that we get that gunk off our house that got collected on there all winter. And especially since the pollen has kind of been falling, everything in my house turned yellow. I don't know about yours, but everything was yellow. It's very important to get all that stuff off. A lot of people don't realize how much stuff collects on your vinyl siding until it actually starts turning green or something, then you realize, oh my goodness, I got a problem. But that regular maintenance of that, having someone that knows what they're doing come out and take care of getting all that stuff off your house, getting all the leaves off the top of the house so it don't affect your shingles, all that kind of thing, getting the gutters cleaned out. That's really important.
It is. And the big difference between what we do and some other companies is everything we do is soft washing. And so we pressure wash things we walk on. So patios, driveways, sidewalks. But if it's not that, we soft wash it. So it's a low pressure, no more than that of your garden hose. And we'll spray it on there and you just watch it disappear. And so instead of blasting it off, we treat it and you can literally watch it disappear in front of your eyes.
So you actually put something onto the exterior of the house and then wash it off. That does the cleaning.
Yep, it actually kills the algae and the mold and the mildew at the core versus if you pressure wash it, all you do is take the top layer off and it just immediately starts growing back. Also, you risk blowing out windowsills, stripping paint, messing up wood, siding, all kinds of different issues that you don't run into when you're only using that of a water hose pressure.
Oh, okay. Okay, so soft wash is more just a regular water hose pressure versus the high pressure.
Industry standard.
Okay.
People who don't know that when they go just buy one from Home Depot and they go, I'm going to pressure wash my house. It's actually a really bad idea.
Oh, that makes sense. I never realized that. Never even thought of that before. That makes a lot of sense.
That's what keeps me in business.
I heard that. Well, tell us about your journey. How did you decide to go into this type of business?
So I'm pretty public with everything that I do. My 7-year-old is not with my wife, and mom made some really bad decisions. And we had a traveling job. I used to work off wind turbines, and I'd repair the blades after they were struck by lightning. So held onto them. It was a lot of fun, but it took us all over the country. And I got a call. I was on the top of a wind turbine, 300 feet in the air, and they're like, "You have to come home." And so called the company. I was like, "Hey, I got to leave." And I was never able to return. Now my wife has adopted my 7-year-old, and everything's beautiful again. But we were like, what are we going to do? We have really no income. The jobs that we can get around here weren't really paying what we needed to with the flexibility for our 7-year-old. And so we ended up selling our house in the 2021 craze. And we moved into a school bus conversion that we had traveled the country in.
Oh, wow.
And we took the money from the sale of the house and invested it into some savings, paying off any debt we had left, and then starting the business. From there, we worked with TVFCU, became one of their Ideal Leap loan recipients. It's specifically for startup businesses. That really helped us grow the cleaning side. And then this year, just this month, we won second place in the Ideal Leap grant competition across Tennessee for it was a pitch competition. They had 300 and something businesses apply. And so we were beaten out by Southern Soul Yoga, and they deserved it. But I feel pretty proud to have made it to 2 out of 300 and something.
Yeah, wow. That's great.
We kind of used that money to grow our lighting side more. But it's a long journey, but that's kind of why we started, is out of necessity. And then we used resources in the community to get it going. And then lastly, we like to give back with it as we do it. And so my whole thing is Christmas, right? Because of the holiday season. Every December, we have a program called Gifting Back, where we sponsor different kids for Christmas, like the Angel Tree program, except we actually go shopping with them. And so each child is $250 to spend between toys and necessities. And then last year was our first year. We got to sponsor our first two children, Kai and Van, and we took them out and did a shopping spree. This year, we're going to sponsor probably 10 children for it's about $2,500 to go shopping at Christmas time for kids.
That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I remember the joy of Christmas shopping. I was a little boy. My daddy got killed when I was really young, so my mother, she operated on a low budget, so she didn't work. She stayed home with us kids, just kind of operated off the Social Security income that was provided to her through my daddy's the insurance that he'd paid into, and I can remember when we'd get that Christmas that J.C. Penney catalog, that Sears Roebuck catalog, and we get those every year. Probably a lot of people don't know what those are anymore, but they were actually made of paper, and we got them in the mail. But we get those every year, and I remember being a kid looking through there, just wanting everything, of course, but my mother wasn't able to get it. So that's great. There's people like that, like y'all out there helping kids,
Well, we had a program called Shop with a Cop when I was a kid, and that's how I was able to get gifts. And I know they still have something like that, but we wanted to start our very own. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. That's wonderful.
Fun process.
I hope there's other businesses that maybe business owners that hear this and will get on board and help you out. That'd be great to reach even more kids. Yeah,
if we could. My goal is to get 10 people to sponsor kids and then sponsor 10 kids ourselves. And so reach a total of 5,000 for this year for getting gifts and clothes for children.
Well, that's fascinating in itself. Brandon, so many kids out there are just struggling. So many kids out there. It's sad to hear the number of kids that during the summer when school's out don't even know where their next meal's coming from.
There's a lot of programs in Chattanooga that's trying to help with it, and it's beautiful. But there are still kids. I mean, I was one of them as a kid. We were really, really poor. And we had lunches that we could go get at a park on like Tuesdays. And so it's different parks, different days. You could walk and go get yourself a lunch. But if I could give back, I've done a good job. So
kids are innocent. They didn't ask for a lot of the things that happened to them. And it's just sad. So I'm kudos to y'all for doing that. Kudos to you. And the good news come out of your story was you said your wife adopted your 7-year-old, but now you've got two other children, two other little girls. Yeah, so you're building that family. So that's great, and you're glad for both of y'all. Happy for both of you.
Thank you.
So tell me about when the family is out there doing something for fun. What is it y'all do for fun?
So me and my wife actually met through caving. So I told you I went and rappelled on 3 times. She and I went and rappelled and climbed in caves all over the Southeast. But now, like, we went to drive-in movie theater the other night. We like to just be with the family. So every Friday night we make our own pizzas. And so the little girls get to make their own pizzas and cook them and eat them. And then we either choose between a movie or a game night. That's every Friday. And then we set out time for ourselves to have date nights as well. Family's a big, important part of it.
That's good.
It's a lot different than when I was younger. Now I've got the family. I enjoy much different things.
Yeah. Well, make them memories while you can. Because you never know when they're going to get cut short. Hopefully never in your family. Hope they never will. But like I said, I was 6 years old when one day my daddy left the house, said I'll be right back, and didn't make it back. So make all the memories you can. Yeah. Do everything you can. I'm speaking from experience there. I want to ask you something. I like to ask this question of every business before, we finish up the podcast. And just take your time, think about the answer to this. If there was one thing that you wish our listeners knew about Brandon Beavers and Renew Exterior Services and did you say Renew Lighting Services? Is that the name of the other company?
Exterior lighting.
Renew Exterior Lighting. So if there was one thing that you wish they knew about these two companies, but they probably wouldn't know unless you told them, unless you shared it with them, and you'd like to share it from the rooftops here today, what would that be?
When you look at a company that you're considering hiring, there's usually more to it than just the price. And so you can absolutely go hire someone who works for themselves, no employees, no families, no overhead, and they may be able to offer a cheaper price. They may do a good job, they may not. For us, all of our employees are W-2. We take care of them like their family. One of them, we spent $5,000 and got his teeth fixed. He was an awesome employee for over a year, and he really needed some dental work, and we couldn't get a dental program doesn't cover much, so we just paid for it. We take care of our people. My wife, she owns a bookkeeping company. She does free financial training for all of our employees, so she'll help them write a budget, apply for benefits, do their taxes, and make sure the money that they're making is going to good use and they're not getting behind, they're getting ahead. Right. And so as much as I do for the children, our program, our gifting back, it's not just the kids, it's our employees. And so I don't know that you'll find another company that cares more than we do about our people. And because I care so much about our people, they care about what they do. So if you don't love your job, you'll never do a really good job at it. And so we love our people to the point that they love what they do. Because they love what they do a really good job.
Man, that's an awesome point, Brandon. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it any better than that. That if they love what they do, they want to do a good job, because not only what they do is a reflection on themselves, but also they want to keep that job that they're happy at. They never want to give you an opportunity to look at them and say, well, we just don't need you because your quality of work isn't what we want to represent us. So that's a good point. I appreciate you bringing it across that way.
Something like, I'm disappointed in what happened today. It's just like I said it to my 7-year-old. You can just see their heart melt. It's because they care about what my opinion is just as much as I care about how they do. So it's an interesting dynamic, but we've got a really good culture.
It's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that across that way. Well, Brandon, I'm going to give you a moment just to share your contact information, whether online or offline, how people can find out more about you, social media, website, just phone number, whatever you want them to know.
Yeah, so our phone number is the main way to contact us. It's 423-488-1988. And then you can find us on Google at Renew Exterior Services or Renew Exterior Lighting. And then you can find us online at therenewcrew.com or renewexteriorlighting.com. But the easiest way, just to end all be all, is the phone number 423-488-1988.
Okay. Well, Brandon, it has been a pleasure having you on the Good Neighbor podcast today, sir. Thanks for letting us get to know you a little better and take a peek into your family's life and also telling us about your business. So thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And all the good neighbors of the greater Chattanooga region, after meeting with Brandon and learning more about Renew Exterior Services and Renew Exterior Lighting, I know he hopes you'll take a moment to consider all they have to offer. And remember them when you need or want those products and services they provide. If you need it's springtime now, it's time for spring cleaning. If you need your exterior washed and taken care of, washed the right way with that soft wash, using the hard wash on things that are hard surfaces, making sure that your exterior of your house is taken care of. Remember them in that. And if you're a person who loves lights on your house, no matter what the holiday, no matter what the season, he was talking about they've done lights and for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, they've done lights for all the major holidays. So if you like that kind of thing and you want it, or you've never had it before and think you'd like to try it, remember what they offer and give them a call. Reach out to them today. And before ending this episode, I'd like to thank you all, the listeners, for taking time out of your busy day to visit with us at the Good Neighbor Podcast. Always remember to support the locally owned and operated businesses in the greater Chattanooga area, from Cleveland to Dalton, from Jasper to Benton, everybody in between. We appreciate all of our small local business owners, small and medium local business owners. This is Scott Howell with the Friends and Neighbors Group. Everyone go out and make this a remarkable day.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpcleveland.com. That's gnpcleveland.com or call 423-380-1984.